Hey, pal, look at us. We're matching.
We're official.
We have the same uniform on.
It's like being in the Mets.
I have to tell you that I love my new Level 2 billiard shirt.
Yeah, I've been wearing it every time I play pool. That's because we've got multiple.
Yeah. We officially have, well, this one's mine, but yours at home will not have the name on it, but we officially have Level 2 Billiards shirts.
Yeah, there's a lot more vowels on my shirt.
I love it. You know, the favorite, I told you this before. I got to point it out. This on the shoulder. I love that off the rail is on the shoulder. I love that. I love the off the rail on the collar. I love the diamond is there because they're the official.
And don't forget the best part is the
flag.
American flag.
The American flag is on it. He really did a good job. Jamie did a great job. You gave him a
concept, and he hammered it out of the park.
Yeah. I just gave him a basic concept of a shirt that I liked that he did from a few years ago. Diamond on the patch. We didn't really have any other sponsors to put on here, although it would have been cool if we had that Salado. Remember the Salado guys? I actually want to talk about the Salado guys, but we officially have these shirts officially for sale. Hey, what do you say about this? Jamie said sell them at $65 a piece, but I think we should sell them for $50.
Yeah, that's what everybody sells their shit for $60, $70. Let's be the men of the people.
Men of the people. We're not here for profit. We're here to spread love, right?
$50 shipped.
Oh, shipped. Well, when you say shipped, United States.
United States. I'm not sending this to Egypt or Estonia.
We could send it. They just got to pay for it.
Yeah, you come pick it up.
Oh, come pick it up.
Local pickup. So
Level 2 billiard shirts are officially available.
Yeah. There's a very small pressing. So act quick.
Yeah, there is. One other thing that I love. Actually, this is probably my favorite. Is the 2-ball.
Yeah.
Down on the bottom left-hand side. And then we went with the original, not the new. We're going back to the original logo for Level 2 Billiards.
If those of you who have made it through a whole complete video of us, you will notice that Jay had a very old commercial for his pool hall, and I use a piece of that in the outro for all videos.
I actually think it's cool that you do that because that's the first commercial I ever made in my life.
And what does it say? We have fun here.
We have fun here. Yep. When it was an actual commercial that I made for the pool room.
It's like the NFL Films voice. We have fun here.
I actually, I'll tell you offline a story about that voice. That was a big deal, that voice. I want to tell you this. I got this hat at Super Billiards Expo. This is a little bit different than the one that you gave me before from...
That was Diamond, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I love this hat, bro. I've been wearing it outside. I love it. The holes on the side, I love this. This is rubber, like a rubber patch. But I love this hat, bro. I love this.
Kirby. I've got hats from Predator and Q-Tech, and they're dog shit. These hats, like, you want to wear. Like, it's not just
nice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it because he's our sponsor. But this is legit.
No, they're good
nice
hats.
Hat.
Even there's design on the inside crown. Like, who does that?
Yeah. Love it.
I wrote it real quick on my on a posting I did for the OTR video on our Super Billiards Expo video. You know what? People cram jam up and onboard down your throats because it's all marketing and all that. But the hot shit, it's all Jamie. It's OTR.
You bought a couple shirts while you were there too, right?
He's our sponsor, and I was buying shit.
Yeah. And you bought a Derby shirt, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I posted a picture of that. You told me,
and I love that bag. I'm glad I stole that bag from you.
Yeah, you did use straight up stuff. I wouldn't use it anyway, so I'm glad you took it because it would just sit at my house. And but thank you, Jamie. So the Level 2 Billiard shirts are officially available.
Yeah.
We're not doing it for $65 as we were told. We're doing it for $50. We can make $15 less profit. We're not making really any profit.
It's going into the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going expenses so that we can
It's
keep
got to
stuff.
cover beef jerky at the next year's Super Billiards
I
Expo.
can't believe we forgot the beef jerky, bro. That was a
We
disappointment.
we were so
I didn't feel
we'll get
good at
into
all.
it, but we were so busy, and you were sick,
I
and
didn't get it. I didn't feel good at all. I didn't feel good at all. All right, let's get right into the news. Top of the news. Let's start with Super Billiards Expo. Not that this is a Super Billiards Expo only show, but it will be the main topic. But
yep,
I thought it'd be, we were at Super Billiards Expo. Let's talk about who won Super Billiards Expo. Let's talk about the big event, the diamond event, the 9 ball, literally who's who as far as who was there. Um, we saw,
everybody.
who did we see that we didn't know was going to be there?
Oh,
Mike DeShane.
Mike DeShane. Yeah,
Mike
I
DeShane, we saw him.
there's so many names there. It's like I started
Yeah, it was literally
grabbing
a
at
who's
names.
who. FSR, Jason Shaw, Jesus Intenciado, David Alcady, Gore Scott, Kachi.
Our buddy
Kachi,
Vitali Patsura,
yeah,
champion.
Vitali's our new best friend. He's a
Yep.
good guy, I like him. We'll talk about him some more a little later. But how about Neil's winning the event? I love that, bro. I love that.
There's a Terminator resurgence going on, and if he plays his cards right and he picks and chooses events right, he's going to be in conversation for Reyes and Mosconi.
Yeah. I love that. A little battle at the end with Kachi. Kachi played well the whole tournament. In
Yeah.
fact, Kachi Gorst murdered him.
Yep.
It's the only loss really Gorst had the whole tournament to the end. But good showing as far as winners. So Niels takes home 15,000. Kachi takes home second at 9,000. Gorst third at 7,000. Alcady.
How about John Mora showing up in there?
Yeah, yeah. And did you see his post about playing left-handed versus
He
right-handed?
switched and
Switched again. He loves it.
So he switched because of a neck injury to left-handed from playing right-handed, and now he switched back.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something to see.
Yeah. So he took. He was in 7th, 8th with Lucas.
Yep.
We saw Lucas while we were there. Little Kachi took is 9-12. Thorsten, Jesus, and Labatis, they were in there. Shane Wolford was in this 13-16. Shane Wolford, Ralph Suke. I didn't see him there, but Sanjin was there, and Hunter Lombardo. On the I don't want to go through this whole thing, but on the
The bar box.
well, hold on before I have the bar box, but Corey Sykes. Somebody told me about this guy, this open amateur. Took home 5. I don't know him, but I'm going to check into him because somebody told me that this Corey Sykes is a kid to a guy to look at. For the seniors, Scott Haas, local guy out of Philadelphia area. His son is Thomas, real good. Was a junior. I think he's now an adult now. But in the women's amateur, Skylar Hess took first, which I love, and the other thing that I saw, remember we saw Dawn there, Dawn Fox. Remember
Dawn
she had
Fox.
the pink hair. She took 9 through 16, and there was something else I wanted to point out. Something with I can't remember the other girl. I don't know. The other girl did real well. I can't find her name now. And then let's just shout out the juniors. So the 12 and under, Gavin Matthew took first. 64 players, by the way. Frankie Spain took second. Chase Gerber and Tucker Doberman took third, fourth. I'm not going to get into 5 through 8. And then in the 17 under, Grayson Vaughn took first. Colston Harrelson took second, and then Austin Axe and Marion Foster took 3, 4. I can't believe I can't find it now. For the pro, what you mentioned, the pro bar box. Jeremy Seaman, who's a real good player, took first. Nathan Childress, which I've seen him 100 times during Super Billiards Expo, walking by me, 3,000 for second. Chase Gerber who. All right, listen to this. Chase Gerber took 3-4 on the Pro-Am Bar Box Players Championship. Chase Gerber took 3-4 in the 12 and under.
Jeez. Got a little player on their hands.
That can't be right, because guess who took 3-4? No, that can't be right, because 3-4 shows Tucker. Nah, that can't be right. Maybe it is. Savannah Easton, here she is. She took Savannah Easton, Rob Saez, JD Prestergart, and Darren Appleton 5-8. And I love this. Jonathan Pinegar, also known as Hennessy, threw a fit with our guy Jonas. I posted that video, and I loved it. I loved it. So that's what happened at Super Billiards Expo. While that was going on, EBPF was going on, and with the European players, Mr. Filler won, and Yasmin.
Both of the fillers were cleaning up there.
Yeah, I think Pia took second in that event.
Yeah, she had a lot of silver.
Yeah. So that was happening. So if you wondered why you didn't see Filler at Super Billiards Expo, that's why. And he played Dennis Grabe. Grabe played good. He's been playing good, right?
Yeah, he's hanging around up there.
Playing good. All right. In other news, WPA sanctions the UK Open. However, the circus, as per you, the circus is also sanctioned the UK Open. Tell the folks at home what I mean by that.
Oh, the special add-on player list.
Yeah, tell the
so
folks
it wasn't bad enough. Like they let Barry Hearn and Andy Goldstein play, who are billionaires that don't have a background in pool other than funding it. They're also letting a guy named Pieface, who is I guess he's one of those Twitch guys who talks about video games and plays video games or whatever. I don't know. I'm an old man. Pieface, there's a Jackmate, and there's another guy named Niles Wilson. I mean, what next? You know, let in one of the Ninja Turtles? This used to be a gentleman's game and a very distinguished game, and now we're just letting anybody play. And I don't care if there's 250 spots to fill. There needs to be distinguished pool players. There's plenty other pool players they could have got for these spots, but they're taking them from other players and they're making it. Look, I understand the need to have eyes on a sport, but let's do it the right way. Let's do it through great play. Let's do it through solid promotion, not with Pieface.
Pieface got famous by being on Big Brother in 2015 when he was 23 years old. He lasted 66 days and ultimately finished fourth place. Although he didn't win, Pieface still took home a cash prize of £23,000. So I guess he was on the European Big Brother.
Pieface, the jizz face.
His real name is Jack McDermott. Is a gaming YouTuber and Twitch streamer who mainly uploads FIFA content, but dabbles in F1, GTA, snooker, and marbles.
Oh, marbles.
Is marbles a video game?
My grandparents used to shoot marbles. When the fuck did marbles become a thing again?
How do you play marbles in a video game?
See what I'm talking about? Every time we go a step forward, she brings us 3 steps back with shit like this. It's embarrassing.
She didn't say hello to us.
Oh, but she knew we were there.
But she knew we were there.
And we
were there.
We have photographic evidence.
I'm waiting to post that. I'm going to post it, but I'm waiting to post it. All right, moving on. Mosconi Cup returns to
Ali Pally.
Ali Pally. No surprise here, but
yeah.
I'd like to see him have it. It's a European Open. Why can't they have it somewhere else? Why does it always have to be in UK?
They move us around, but UK, it's set in stone.
Yeah, so tickets go on sale May 7th for pre-sale. I did look it up one day. Cheap. I looked up the Friday, just looked up one session Friday. It was excuse me, $22 to go. Or no, that was for the UK Open. $22 for UK Open. I don't know how much they are for the Mosconi Cup. I'm sure they're a lot more.
Yeah, it's an extra $1,000 to sit on a couch.
Yeah, dumb. Another cool thing, P Shower. In other news, P Shower is going to be the sponsor for the 2025 Oneida WPA Women's 8-Ball World Championship, which is coming up here in a few weeks, and that'll be in Wisconsin. So I point that out as news because it's nice to see P Shower. It's
Yeah.
of course it's a local tournament, but to see somebody in there other than the usual suspect, you know.
Anytime the women get any more dollars invited into their game, I think it's a good thing because they deserve to earn as well as the men do.
Now, I said something to you at Super Billiards Expo, and I think you kind of maybe didn't. I don't want to say you didn't. I don't want to say you didn't. I don't want to say you didn't. You blew me off. I'm not saying that.
Was it before or after I hugged Jeanette Lee? Because I had a meltdown after that.
You did. I was very happy for you and your Jeanette Lee experience. Actually, I don't remember at what point it was. I think it was during the Kelly Fisher thing. We should maybe go to that event next year. If we start planning now, that WPA event out in Wisconsin or wherever it is, that 9-ball open.
Yeah, I'll just I just planted my money tree. As soon as it sprouts, I'll pull a few bars off.
Well, maybe we can get it. Maybe we can get it financed. Maybe
we're gonna have to up the price of the jerseys too.
Well, no. Let's sell one. Let's sell one or two at 50, or a dozen at 50.
$500, and you're supporting our fund.
I think maybe we can get it sponsored. I think we could talk about it offline, but an event that's not a matchroom event. Maybe it's not that event, but an event.
Jerry Olivier Hughes should pay for us to go out there.
What's our new friend's name from Jerry Olivier?
Was it Sharon? Is her name Sharon?
I forget her name.
Now I got to look because she requested me as a.
She was such a nice lady. If you don't know what we're talking about, you don't because we haven't posted
Sherry.
You'll see it in an upcoming post.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
No.
But in an upcoming post, we met the Jerry Olivier people to settle the is it Jerry Oliver or Jerry?
Or according to you, is James Oliver.
I kept calling him James. I don't know what I was doing. I was drunk with sickness. Man, I was so sick. When I got home, it was really, really bad. And then I had to go to that event, that night. It was a wreck. And then when I woke up Saturday, I was
burnt down.
I was in bed so we got home Friday night. I was in bed Saturday to Thursday. Never got out of bed. Never got out of bed. I slept the whole time. I was really sick. And you can see in the videos of I was coughing a lot in the videos and stuff. But let's talk a little bit about Super Billiards Expo. Just a few things we want to talk about. One big thing that we did see there, we didn't get really into it, was the new gold crown. It was nice to see that. But then it was also nice to see that anniversary gold crown
on
Kelly Fisher's booth. That was a pretty cool thing.
And that table at the Predator booth that Christina was playing on was badass.
Right? Yeah. And also the Rasan was there. I don't know if you noticed that, but the Rasan was there in the cash where we went to remember with the first day we went to the bathroom where the cash game is. The Rasan table was back there as well. I forgot to mention it to you because we didn't go to the bathroom.
Is that what you said I blew you off on, or is that something else?
No. You blew me off on going to Wisconsin for the trip.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say you blew me off, but I don't think you took me serious, is what you're saying. Because I said we should go to that.
It is sensory overload. It's not to mention you're seeing everybody you see normally on TV, but you're shaking hands and you're politicianing.
People are talking to you,
and it's loud. It's so loud.
Oh, it was so loud. Yeah. And then there were so many people that we were supposed to interview. We didn't even get to. We just ran out of time.
If we made plans for you, like I know I made plans with Loho Sum and Roy, and we just
Ruben from Side
We were
Pocket.
so
I told
busy.
him
Yeah.
I followed up with him after. I said we just ran out of time, bro, and I got sick and we left early, and we'll just have you on a future show. That's all.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, that Ruben from Side Pocket. But we had so much fun there. What? Oh, I'm going to ask you a question, but that new Q-Tech stuff that Joey Gray was showing
Yeah.
us.
I was looking at prices. I didn't want to buy anything, but I was looking at prices.
Yeah. What did you see there that jumped out at you as far as product that?
Man, I personally, for me, I made it a point to go to the How booth. Roy had gave me tips on the first day, and I tried those out, and they were good. But I really wanted to try out the How stuff. And when I went to the How booth, not only did they take care of me, they were so kind. The ladies that ran the
Oh, they
How
were so
booth,
nice.
they
They
were
were so
so
nice.
kind and thankful. They just kept giving me more stuff. I bought the tip. And then they kind of like realized who we were and gave them the cards, and they started. Here's chalk. Here's patches. Here's
Yeah.
more tips.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that how tip changed my life because I got home
Yeah.
and it was amazing,
All right. Cool.
amazing.
Cool. I want to point out one thing you mentioned about the how. Um, so for you guys at home, we were standing by waiting to interview Kelly, and literally mid waiting, I go, Rob, there's the TP chalk, because I said, because if you saw our last show, I said I want to make sure we see TP chalk because of Braxton wouldn't send us a free piece. So I went over there real sly. I even think, I mean, I don't. I think you probably noticed that I was a little bit different. I didn't say, "Hey, we're two guys from level two." I just started asking questions.
Yeah,
I played
yeah.
it real. I played it real cool, I guess. But uh, the the guy right before us paid money. I don't know if you saw that. He bought a piece of chalk, and the chalk was $30. He bought one of these. Have you used it yet, by the way?
I used the 7500, the gray.
Yeah.
The
Well, I'm going to get into that.
amazing, yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to get into that. Okay. So he's got different chalks there. And one thing that I like about the technology that he explained to us that day, and you'll see it in the TP video, is that different chalks for different hardnesses, the
yeah.
grains are a different size because of how
To
much
fill the pores, yeah,
fill the pores of the different tips. The packaging is unbelievable. I'm going to show you. This is cool packaging.
and
I'm going to show you
even
really
the
cool.
chalk comes in its own paper carton
Yeah.
inside that
Yes.
whole thing.
Yes. Right. So they really go overboard with the packaging for this. It's I'm an old guy, so it's the little things that make me happy. So so I think eventually he realized who we were and he gave us a piece.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, which is the coolest thing, I don't want to, his name was Kyle. I remember his name
Kyle,
was
yeah,
Kyle. I actually reached out to Braxton and told him. I'll tell you what I told Braxton. Anyway, so Kyle was going through the whole thing, and at this point we still didn't say, "Hey, do you want to go on camera yet?" And he says, "Listen, I have special stuff, right? Which is the 7500, but he had it hidden. You could walk by there 100 times and didn't know it was there. Suddenly he lifted up one thing and he goes, "I have something special for you," and which is the 7500. This is the premium stuff, right? They weren't even selling this. They weren't even selling it. They were only selling this piece. I think this was $30 at the show, right?
yeah, yeah.
This doesn't have a model number on it, but anyway. So the 7500, if you want to talk about crazy packaging, and it's actually in their lobby of their company, but this is how the packaging works. Look at how that. I just love that. And then what you said is that it has its own like piece of cardboard, and then here's the
Yeah,
piece here.
it's like the Russian doll of chalk.
Yeah. So this is Turning Point is what TP stands
Yeah,
for. And the piece that I got is gray. Did you get a gray piece also?
I got the gray. Yeah,
Yeah. But
he was out of the pink.
I just love I mean, to me, you say, well, big deal. I mean, it is, to me, it is a big deal. You know,
Yeah,
I think when you go to that level of detail, and I got to be honest with you, I haven't tried the chalk yet. It might suck. Have you tried it?
I did. It's actually one thing I do with chalk is I put it on my fingers so I can feel the grit.
Yeah.
And it felt so smooth. I mean, it was like a softer grain than like beach sand. It was so soft, and I used it, and it
The
was
7500s like that?
yeah. I used
Oh
V10.
yeah.
I use Talon V10, and I use Kamui Roku. I
Wow.
switch on and off, and it's on a par with that.
Yes, that's very.
Yeah,
It's it feels not like beach sand because it doesn't feel
that's
grainy.
what I'm saying. It's very fine, and you feel no grit in it.
Yeah, there's zero grit.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what that feels like. Baby powder?
it
It's
almost
even finer than
like
baby powder.
when you used to talc your hands on the cones. Very very fine to where it almost
Yeah,
looks like it's ink when it gets in your
yeah,
skin.
yeah. And this is metal.
Yeah,
This box is metal. What could you do with this if it didn't have chalk in it?
yeah, I know.
So that was cool that we got that, and we got some other things. I don't have them here. I made sure to have those here. TP. So the Q-Tech
Yep,
that Joey
Joey.
showed. We haven't posted that video yet, right?
No,
We have
no,
so many videos.
yeah, we have over. I think we have at 20 exactly. I I didn't want to load everybody up with over the holiday weekend when you celebrating Passover and us Catholics we got Easter and so I didn't
You
want to load
Catholic,
up
you Catholics.
me Catholic, yeah. So I was doing. I'm sticking to one a day. If do one a day, you guys check them out. I don't want to do like 10 in one day, and then you
Yeah,
lose
yeah, it's
track
too
of
much.
them.
Too much. What was your what was like your maybe some of your standouts that you saw Super Bowls or your highlights maybe?
Wow. Look, it was meeting people putting a human face. Obviously, I met Tam in person for the first time. That was cool.
Oh, that was the
J-
first time.
James Hanshu was overly grateful
Yeah.
for the reviews that we did. Um, Look, it's going to sound weird, but we were in Sky's booth most of the time, and seeing the joy on his son's face, I don't know. That next to Jeanette Lee, that might have been the standout for me. Was just watching the pure fun that this kid was having. Hanging out with his mother and his father and his sister and everybody, and it was to me, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. It did dawn on me while we were there that I'm used to that because Skylar is my friend, right?
Yeah,
So it's just me hanging out with Skylar, right? Uh, and then Billy's my friend. Not, I don't know Billy as well as I know Skylar. I mean, I used to travel with Skylar, so but Billy was actually out there on the road too. Uh, and I do remember spending a night with Billy that cannot be talked about on camera in Austin, Texas. That story will never come to light. But anyway, um, but while we were there, I was thinking for you, I was thinking like for you, it maybe was a cool experience that you were there just hanging out with the family.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought that
Because
might have been
obviously, I talked to Ashley,
right.
a bunch through messaging. But it's just putting faces,
Yeah.
to names that we talk about all year,
And that was a
and
nice gesture of you getting Dax the mitt. And,
oh, within seconds, we got there. I gave him the glove, and the plastic flies off, and he's taking grounders immediately.
yeah, yeah. So that was awful nice of you. And then um, yeah, it was cool. It was cool hanging out. You know, we sh- my fault. I didn't feel good. My knees were murdering me. We could have maybe spent a little bit more time at Jamie's booth, but that's my fault. But we
Yeah,
essentially didn't leave Skylar's booth unless we had an
yeah.
interview.
I went over and talked to Jamie. I told him on the second day. I told him goodbye and thank you, and he's like, "You're leaving?" And I was like, "Yeah, Jay's not feeling good. His legs are bothering him, and he got the point." But we
Yeah,
spent a bit of time over there.
yeah, yeah.
He felt the love. To me, that was possibly our funniest video was the one in
With the
his booth.
lady just walking
Yeah,
right
yeah.
by, like we're not even
And
there talking.
for you guys who see the video, you see the lady walk by, and I make note of it. But let's just say we had a major tripod set up with a light on it, and we're sitting like 2 feet from the camera. Like, she literally had to waddle by in front of us. Whereas the whole area, and Jamie was like a corner booth, so she had the whole area to walk around. She chose to walk in front of us.
Yeah, yeah. And we met that girl that has a famous mom.
I was trying to think of their names, and it was like so cool.
Nevada.
Look, Nevada, and her boyfriend was Phineas.
Phineas is Billy's brother. I remember Nevada because we're both from Nevada. He had a cool name too. And then turns out she has a famous mom. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And Ashley's like, you know who her mom is? I'm like, no. And then she told me her name, and I still don't know who her mom is.
Well, it started out, and I you know what sucks? We don't have footage of it because we were just shooting like mad, and it's you had started off. She was wearing some shirt that you took a picture of.
Yeah, run your mouth type of shirt.
Yeah, and she and her boyfriend said that she was a Skylar Woodward fangirl.
Yeah,
and we were both like, it just so happens we're in his booth.
Right. And you weren't with me, but she did meet me, and we went down to Q-Tech and we took pictures with Skylar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Skylar
yeah.
and her, and then her and her boyfriend with Skylar. And then I sent it to her, actually, I think Sunday morning or something. I wanted to have it, I did see that her mom shared the post because I did post her on Facebook. And then, did we finish telling the Jerry Olivier's? We met that girl. What was her name? Sherry?
Sherry, yeah.
She was just as nice as could be. SHE. Here, I got it. Sherry.
RRI, yeah.
Sherry Osborne we met from Jerry Olivier and her mom. I don't remember her mom's name. But she was as nice as could be. Oh, and also the guys from Salado.
We got this could be a 2-hour show. We might have to do editions of this, but
the guys at Salado were so nice.
Yes. They each it was like looking into a mirror. It was like two buddies on a project. Obviously, we got the same type of vibe going. But you know what? One thing I will say this: not only are you a very underrated interviewer, I would say you're very good at it for not having a background in interviews. You're very good at it because you just take charge. There's no thinking. What do you want to talk about? And it was something I pointed out in a story and I put on mine. We were talking to Kelly Fisher. Obviously, you had the connection with Kelly Fisher. You spent some time with her. When she went to play her match, I was feeding you little facts.
Yeah.
She's playing with She's playing with a Sang Lee. The U.S. Open is coming back, and that was our vibe. It was like you have the connection with them, and I have the connection with the game on a street level, and we were just perfectly feeding off that. So and it was the connection you have with these guys is second to none. We make fun of the barefoot bar box sponsor poacher, but it's really like you're the conduit to this. It's you have a history with these guys that nobody else has. So whereas a guy like me goes there by myself, and I can walk up to him. That shit don't bother me, but I don't have the background in doing it. You walk up and you bulldoze for everybody.
Yeah,
and I think that's awesome. And people should see that.
Part of that is personality. I think it's my personality, right? I wanted to show. I threw it. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Wait for me. Don't leave me.
This is
Rob. This is what happens when I throw things.
This is why we need paid assistance.
How about an intern?
I'm gonna need to hire an internet wife to be an intern.
Look at this envelope. Can you read it to me, please?
That's Jay Lansky, courtesy of Level2Billiards Live.
Keep going.
And that's a street I've read the meter at. It's in Las Vegas. It's 1313 Tyler Teardrop Lane.
Bro,
it's on the corner of Dry Ductville.
I don't. pick on Margaret. I've never picked on Margaret. I don't have any. Well, I don't have any ill will towards her husband. I never had anything negative to say about Margaret, but I have to tell you one thing. I do have something negative to say about her. And maybe I'm wrong. But bro, she was wearing sweatpants. You're
Yeah,
repping your company and you're wearing sweatpants? You're a professional pool player and you're wearing sweatpants?
I noticed that quite a bit. We've seen some players who were also playing, so they had to be in attire, but guys like Fader in jeans, Margaret in sweatpants. That's why I don't play the game at my house dressed like a slob, because I hold that standard to this game. I think it's
I'm just
wrong. Yeah,
repping your company
yeah.
in the booth and you're wearing sweatpants. Uh, I, I guess it's just a younger generation that we don't understand. I here's the thing. I don't wear sweatpants out of the house. I don't wear sweatpants to
Yeah.
go to the bodega on the corner. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be caught dead with sweatpants. And she's technically at work wearing sweatpants. So that kind of turned me off a little bit with her. You want me to buy your equipment? You got your player rep there, and she's rocking sweatpants.
You see the difference between her and Christina. Christina was dressed comfortably,
Yeah,
but
but
she looks
classy.
like $1,000,000. She looks like she
Yeah,
just
but
got her
classy.
hair done, and
Yeah, her
and
nails
she
were perfect.
yeah, she's
Margaret's nails could have
flawless.
been perfect. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I did notice in the Federer interview that I still had the Salado uh, patch on. Reed, and Colby, nicest guys as could be.
And they have different business cards too. They stand out, and I like that.
Yeah, I. That's why I said, yeah, give it to me
Yeah.
because they were cool. But we are not sponsored by Salado, but I want you to. We have a
It's such
video
a
coming
cool
up, but
concept.
yeah. But here's Salado. We'll make this a clip for whatever YouTube or whatever. But check out Salado. Download the app if you're a pool
You
player.
know what? I got a plan for Wednesday's video already, but Thursday's video I'll drop the Salado vid.
Okay, I thought it was a good. I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't seen the video yet, but I thought it was a good interview.
Yep.
What was your favorite interview, and what was your least favorite interview?
Wow. My favorite. Look, I'm prone to
I already,
Jeanette Lee. But that wasn't like an interview. That was me telling her a story that me and her both shared, which she remembered. I was completely shocked. Um, my favorite interview was Vitali, because I was communicating with him to set up the interview. He was like, I don't want to do it. He goes, look, I write English well. He goes, but I feel like I don't speak it well. I'm self-conscious of it.
I thought he did great with
He
English.
sat down, and I don't know if he maybe he felt comfortable with us, because me and him we talk fairly often. And it's nothing was hardball. We had a little pre-interview. We just wanted to talk about him and his family and stuff that's going on. He sat down, and he was comfortable, and he spoke flawlessly.
Yeah, yeah. I think a little bit he didn't understand some of the things that I was saying. Maybe I was talking too fast, but in the end, he got it.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite?
I would have to say I released it today. Look, I'm a Viking fanboy. We all know that, but Fader was kind of cold. He was a little cold
That's
fish.
actually his personality. I
Yeah,
expected that from him. That's his personality. I got off course and he didn't want to talk about anything but the cues.
yeah. You asked
He
him
even
how
said
he felt.
something.
Yeah, you asked him how
Yeah,
he felt about being a top star at
yeah,
being so young, and he was like,
yeah.
"That's not about cues."
I love your better accent. Uh, my favorite interview would be Billy because I worked so
Yeah,
long to get that. That was 2 years
we
in the
had fun
making.
with Billy. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun off camera with Billy and a lot of
And
fun on.
his dad even messaged me and said how much he loved the video. Like
Oh, that's awesome.
he was
Yeah,
surprised that we got him, but he was also surprised how good it was too.
yeah. And then least favorite. I don't think I have a least favorite. I think I only have.
They were all fun. They were all good. I only said Fader because it was fresh on my mind because I released it today.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was a bad one.
That Jimmy Rivera one was cool because I can't
Yeah,
believe the guy remembered me after all those years and came right up to me, and that was cool. I mean, Jimmy Rivera is more of a New York player, more of a local pro, not
yeah.
really well known, but he said he's going to go out and play some bigger tournaments.
And he's got some wins on his record. He's no
Yeah,
slouch.
yeah. We should ask him about Ginky because I'm sure he played during the Ginky's
Yeah.
years. I don't think there's not an interview that I thought, oh, that was bad.
Oh,
I
good.
The Handshoe one, I wish he spoke a little bit louder. But other than that, oh, I do have a bad one. I actually do have a bad one. The Max interview was horrible. The guy wouldn't talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I think you got to have a different side of your brain to be an artist like that. And
yeah,
he's just not a talkative guy.
yeah,
He's into doing his art, like solo
yeah.
project.
If you don't know who we're talking about, Max from
Well,
Living
he's still
Ball Club.
polite. Yeah,
Oh
Living
yeah,
Good Ball Club. He's
yeah.
still a very
I
polite
still
guy.
love the guy. I
Yeah,
still love his art. He had so many cool things. The
yeah.
sweatshirts looked amazing. It was just he's not like a talkative guy. I can't wait personally for and we could do it at the end, but personally I can't wait to see the interview with Dave, my old APA league operator, because I asked him the craziest questions.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
15-minute interview right there.
uh, like I'll just give you a quick preview. One of the questions I asked him was, what we talk about Mosconi Cup. He's a diehard Mosconi Cup uh, fan, and I said, what's one thing that you would change? And he said, the captain's horrible. The captain's horrible. And meanwhile, we're doing the interview in Skylar's booth. And I'm like, so you're
Three
saying
feet
Sky
away.
sucks? And he goes, and he turns beat red. He's like, no, I'm not saying that. I said, no, you just said Sky sucks. And I'm like, Sky, he just said you suck as a captain. And we were, and Dave actually knows Skylar because of me. I'll tell you about that offline. I think I told you a little bit about it. I don't want to say it on here, but Dave and I used to do business with Skylar. That you remember that story, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So Dave knows Skylar, and it's just funny. It's funny. I wanted to get Dave, the league operator. Number one, he's a great guy, well known. But we had Dave Doc Reyes, BCA. So I wanted to get an APA guy
Two
on there.
sides of it.
I also saw BCA next year will be at Westgate. Isn't that where it's normally is? Or maybe they just announced the date. No, wasn't it Rio this year? I don't know
Yeah,
where it
it
was.
was Rio. Yeah.
And next year it'll be at Westgate. All right. Ready for top five? So I'm going to do my top five best moments from Super Billiards Expo.
Hit
Okay,
me.
I'm ready.
Number
You go.
5.
Number 5, James Handshoe, in person. That Southern charm, Southern hospitality, as nice as this could be, with the front extension, but as nice as could be. And I didn't expect that, and that's because I didn't expect that level of hospitality, that level of charm from him. It makes my top 5 list.
Number 4.
Number 4 was, in a fun kind of way, me continually taking pictures of Emily. Um, not in a way that was um, unprofessional or but for whatever reason, we never looked for Emily, but she kept being where we were, and I just kept taking pictures of her. And I did notice that once she found me or found that I was there taking pictures, she disappeared. She would walk away. So that's my number 4.
Number 3.
Number 3, I very much enjoyed doing the interview while Kelly was playing that guy Brandon, I think his name was.
Braden.
It was
Braden?
Braden.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was cool that we did the interview and then she played and then you
yeah,
came back
yeah.
to the interview. I thought that was very cool.
Number two.
Number two, my number two moment was watching your joy when you were hanging out with Jeanette Lee. I don't have that same kind of connection with her that you do. I'm obviously a fan, but um, I probably have that with somebody else. Probably Darren, probably would be, and we never even got to see Darren. Um, but just how happy you were, how happy she was. She wanted to take pictures with us, and she hugged you and kissed you,
Yeah,
and
she
uh,
she was very free. You know, like I didn't go into it asking for any of it, but she's just to show what type of person he is. She's amazingly friendly and she's very. My dad pointed this out. How when I was telling my story, she was just looking at me and locked into me, letting me tell my story.
yeah,
And it's she could have been like, is this guy
yeah,
done yet? But she wasn't like that, and that's
yeah.
why she's a great,
I gotta tell you something else, man. Even at her current age, she's still freaking gorgeous.
beautiful, beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
All right, give it to me. The top one, number one.
Number one, I have to say that how accommodating Christina was.
Yeah,
Uh, we went over to Christina and she said, I can't do it right now. Can you come back in a few minutes? We got tied up. We couldn't come back in a few minutes. Then when we did go back over, she had to go to the booth. She said, give me an hour. Um, and then we had to essentially leave. We gave her the hour, but she was still in the booth. And she said, no, let's do it now. Let's do it now.
yeah.
Even while she was in the booth. And I thought that was amazing. You know, she didn't have to do that. And she did. And so shout out to Christina for that. And shout out to Federer. I'm very surprised that we got him on camera. He just doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore anyway. I met Federer's social media guy. I think I told you that. Super nice guy. Um,
He is. You know what I noticed that on the Cybers website, it says his cue, the OVO 400, co-branded Viking with Fader Gorst. He is becoming like he's good. He's good. You'll see in the video today. Like he's developing his own tip. He's got his own shaft out, the jumper, everything with the little FG logo. I mean, this guy is monitoring and monetizing
monetizing. Yeah.
every level
Smart.
of income that he has,
Yeah.
and
Smart.
that's badass.
He is changing the game. He's changing the game. Uh, and you and I recognize it. I don't. And I think maybe some of the other players are because now Filler has a YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
yeah,
I remember when I told Skylar to start Instagram account, however number of years ago. He's like, "What do I need it for? What do I need it for?" And now he needs it. He's got Action 24/7, and so now he can cross promote with Action 24/7. I thought the Action 24/7 booth was pretty good. Also
yeah.
for his first year, I like that big banner that he had
You
up
saw
in the
that. You
ceiling.
saw that from everywhere.
Yeah, you saw that from everywhere.
Yeah,
Smart doing that. Location was a little bit rough with that big Viking wall across the way,
yeah.
but that's the kind of show where you go up and down every aisle anyway, right? I think most people would anyway, especially if you're there playing. And man, we went all the way back there. I just want to point out that we saw John, Level2Billiards, now a Level2Billiards sponsored player, but he did not send the pictures. So that was part of the deal. So we got to maybe discuss whether he's going to make it on the full time roster.
Yeah.
You only had one thing: send a picture of you wearing a patch. That was
That's
all I
it.
said to him.
That's it.
And I didn't get a picture of him wearing a patch.
Where's the pic, John?
John, where's the pic? John, where's the picture of you wearing a patch?
We took time for you, and all we wanted was
And
a
we
pic.
walked. Oh man, we walked for miles to see him. Miles we walked. He was. What was it? Table 28.
28.
It was 1,000-foot walk back there, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but we had already been walking
Yeah.
nonstop. So overall, I think it was the best Super Billiards Expo so far for us.
Yeah, yeah.
And that wraps up my top five. Who is your shout out?
My shout out is I'm not going to stray very far from Super Billiards Expo. My shout out is to Ashley and Sky and Billy for having us there and inviting us in and being completely hospitable. At a great time. Obviously we had the little connection with Ashley and she is by far the brains and the talent of the organization there. She runs everything while tending to two kids.
Yeah.
She's wiping Billy and Sky's nose and the two kids' nose.
Yeah. It's very accommodating, made room for us, had chairs for us, which we asked for.
It was no question. Can we use this? Can we use that?
Yeah. 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 Great host. I'm glad we did most of our filming there. My shout out, I might say this wrong, but I'm going to try to say it the right way. Also Super Billiards Expo related. Mark Boosterbosch. Did I say it right?
Bisterbosch? Bisterbosch, yeah.
Mark Bisterbosch. You know what I'm pointing out. I have the picture to do, but when we were walking back from that 5-mile walk to see John at table 28, we saw Mark just sitting where the regular people sit.
Yeah, having a snack.
And nobody knew that it was him. You know what I mean? And
you even told the table next to him, yeah.
I even said, you got a top pro right here. They had no concept that, and the guy's just sitting there eating with the regular people. And it just goes to show you those top players, I don't want to say those top players, but they had no idea who was sitting next to him. Not that he's the end all be all, but if Gorst was sitting there, I don't think they would know who he is. You know?
They could have been there
wearing a shirt
playing tap league, yeah.
And I saw him from far away, and I even said to you, that can't be him, right? Because we saw him from the back of the head, and you go, no, I think that's him. And he's just sitting there eating a sandwich, like with the regular people. And I thought that was cool because FSR, I never saw FSR. I never saw Kachi,
Yeah.
When they're, they wherever they went, they weren't out with the regular people. Let's put it that way. One guy said to me, another photographer was there and said to me, they should require the pros to be out here amongst the regular people. We pay all that money. I said, well, it's only $20 a day.
$20.
And the other thing is, they're playing. They're not here to entertain us. They're not circus performers.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that.
And there's a lot of guys doing double duty, but there's guys that are there just playing.
Yeah, Gorst, was in the Gorst booth, in the Viking booth, and playing. I saw him. You and I got separated on the first day, and I watched him for 20 minutes, just jumping balls. He, in his interview though, he's funny. Like, just play with this, and that's it.
You'll be as good as I am if you play with this shaft.
I love your accent when you do it. I'm going to require you to do a whole Federer Gorst show.
Well, let's talk about when we were driving home. There was a little mistaken thing in when we were interviewing Christina. I don't know, some guy left behind a bag. We had set down bags of shirts that Jamie gave us, and in the middle of the interview, some guy walked over and tried to grab them, and I'm like, "Hey, those are ours." He had misplaced the bag, and then she calls me, and she was like, "Yeah, some guy's saying that you took their bag." And I was just doing an impression of a female Russian, and it became her talking to Fader, and it turned into Russian puppet theater in the ride home.
Yeah. She, for however number of minutes, she thought we were in the stealing the shirts game, and then turned out we didn't have it.
She apologized for it. Yeah. You took this guy's shirt. You are a stealing thief.
Level 2 billiards thieves. I want to thank you for the use of your tripod for 1 week. It never came out of the bag until you came and got it. I even forgot I had it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was about halfway home, stuck in traffic, and I go, fuck, my tripod.
Yeah.
I got to return it to Best Buy.
And then you're going to come back down with your dad, you said, right?
Yeah. We drove through there yesterday with my dad and his buddy.
I didn't hear you knock on the door. I don't know.
Yeah, the door was wide open and it was loud. I was tapping on the door.
I was waiting for UPS all day, waiting for the camera to come. And
I seen you had taped a paper plate to the.
Yeah, because I didn't realize that my doorbell didn't work. Somebody told me the other day. I never knew that didn't work. Somebody said, I came and I said, I didn't hear. I was home. And she said, I rang your doorbell. I go, I don't think I have a doorbell. She goes, I rang it. I said, I've never heard my doorbell. It must not work. So that's when I realized my doorbell didn't work. All right, pal. 54 minutes. Let's wrap it up.
Let's say thank you to the one guy we have supporting us, Jamie. Thank you very much. You can find him at offtheRailApparel.com, Off the Rail Apparel, Instagram, Facebook. As you can see, they do wonders for us. They'll do wonders for your pool wardrobe if you let them.
Yeah. You can get custom shirts like we do. You can buy this. Don't forget, you can buy the Level 2 Billiards shirt. We have a limited run. $50 sale.
Message me for details. Gangster Pool Instagram.
Will not have your name on the back. I will not have your name.
That's just for us.
Yep.
Please.
And if we do well with these, we'll have another shirt.
Check out our YouTube channels. We need you guys to support us by engaging on our channels. Level 2 Billiards, Gangster Pool, YouTube. Please, if you guys are watching our videos, we know that. Just leave a thumbs up. Drop a little comment saying that we're doing good. We need the engagements to get these videos out there. So if you guys can do that as a favor to your boys, we'd appreciate it. So please do that for us.
Are we their boys?
We're the everyman of pool people.
All right.
We were approached by many people who said they watched the show, especially the guy at the Viking booth when he was saying, "Oh yeah, you guys were talking about these cues here," and he laid them all out on the table. So we're known out there. I was shocked by the amount of people who are big in the game who have viewed our show, and we fucking love that. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I was surprised how many people came up to us.
Even the house girls who barely spoke English were talking about the show.
Yeah, the shirts really helped. Shirts are required, I guess. All right.
I think that wraps it up.
All right. See you later. See you next week.
Level 2 Billiards. We have fun here.